that Pachysandra?
Absolutely. There you go. Pachysandra terminalis. Okay. The green one here.
Oh, looks roasted.
Well, the cold. All right. Pachysandra is an evergreen ground cover that does quite well for us. It doesn't like the real cold, but handles our heat nicely and really is relatively aggressive. Okay, not like Asian jasmine aggressive, but as far as ground cover are concerned, it is aggressive. Terminalis typically refers to the fact that these grow in rosettes, terminal rosettes. So you'll notice there's sort of a clubby stem here, and then out toward the end there's this rosette of foliage. All right, you'll notice they all grow in these little small rosettes. All right, little circular rosettes of foliage. Typically you find this sort of dark green color. It's not unusual to see this sort of lighter green whenever it encounters stress, which in this case would have been cold. Okay, so it obviously lives through it just fine, and actually is one of the better looking ground covers that we see through the cold, but it's not completely unfazed. Okay. Leaves are they're not really all that thick, and they don't really have that interesting of a texture, but the interesting thing about them, I suppose, is that the petiole and the leaf are virtually, it's very difficult to determine where the petiole begins and the leaf ends, or vice versa. All right. Sometimes the petioles can be just as long as the leaf is, but you'll notice here again that or half again, that size maybe, but you'll notice that the petioles are typically almost have a winged appearance. Okay, they're the same color typically as the leaf is. A lot of times. Sometimes they'll lighten up a little bit, but a lot of times they're the same color. And so you'll notice that is a unique characteristic. And then also we find that about a third up the leaf, maybe a half, it begins to have this sort of toothed margin. Okay, whereas the rest of the foliage is emarginate. Okay, so it's just got a regular rounded base. So look for this sort of clubby growth that comes from these, I believe these are rhizomes as well. I'm not 100% positive, but it grows in that same sort of fashion. Clubby sort of growth that grows up from the underground rhizomes. Will grow up to be somewhere between 4 or 5 to 6 inches, sometimes maybe 8 inches tall. All right, and then right there on the edge of the terminal of those branches, you find these rosettes of foliage. Okay, so it does occur. It almost looks like a whorled pattern, although they are alternate and just really closely spaced. Okay.
So these aren't like flowering parts, those are just new leaves coming up.
No, there are some flowers. Yeah, it's not typical to see. Most of the time, it seems like the flowers occur a little bit later than this, but yeah, these are flowers that are occurring. All right, so they happen in these white sort of panicles, and they're sort of upheld, and they're almost like an urn shape. Right? Okay. Everybody happy with Pachysandra?